So today we're going to do our first little animation in Adobe Photoshop. So I have Photoshop open. I'm going to go to New File, and we're going to go to Web, and then we're going to pick Web Large. And as you can see, the resolution is 72 pixels per inch, and that is the resolution for screens and for the web in general when you're not printing. So we're going to click Create. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add our files to this document. So I already have my files right here, and I'm going to click and drag all 10 on to the artboard. And all I have to do is hit return for each layer to come in. And I believe I have 10 layers. There we go. So now that I have all 10 layers, what I want to do is I want to now take these and put these in order. So I'm just going to click and drag, and as you see the blue line come up, you know that your layer is now being placed in the correct area that you want it. So as soon as you see that blue line, and we're going to do that a couple more times. And now this is 3 and 2. Perfect. So now we have all of our layers in here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Window, and we're going to go to Timeline. And you can see here right now that we have our timeline up for our animations. We're going to click Create Frame Animation, and then we're going to go right here on the right hand side of the timeline to our options, and then we're going to go Make Frames from Layers. And if you see, they all came in at once. So if you see, we have 10 layers here. And then here we also have 10 layers. And now what we're going to do is, if you see layer 1, we're going to make sure that that layer is on. Then we're going to click the second on the timeline, and we're going to click and make sure that only 2 is on. Then we're going to click 3, the layer 3. Then we're going to click the layer 4. And we're going to keep on going until we do this for each layer. So 6 corresponds with layer 6 here, keeping the eye on, showing that it's visible. So any layers that you have visible here will be visible on this part of the timeline. So we're going to do 8. And then we're going to do 9. And last but least, we're going to do 10. Okay. So now if we go through these, you're going to see that each one is corresponding on the right with the layer that's showing right here. Okay. So now I'm going to hold and I'm going to click 1. I'm going to hold Shift on the keyboard, and I'm going to press 10. That highlights all of them. I then can go here where it says 0 seconds, and I want to pick the speed of the animation. So I'm going to do 0.1 seconds. And here we can make this go, do we want it to go once, 3 times? I'm going to pick forever. And then what we can do is let's test this animation out. So if we click right here, we can see that our animation is now going. I'm going to click stop, and now I'm going to save this. So this is the important part to this, is how do we save so that we'll be able to open this up as a GIF, an animated GIF that it's going to work on the internet. Okay. So if we go to File, Export, and then Save for Web Legacy. Okay. As you can see, this window lets you save for web, and it'll actually show you the different speeds that your document will load on the internet. Of course, you want it to be as fast as possible. You also want it to look good. So we can look and see how it's going to go. Right now we have a lot of white space, so we don't really have to worry about this, and it's only black and white. So I think that I'm going to pick the 43-second one. I have this on GIF. I'm going to go to Save. If you see, it says Animation. The looping options are forever. We're going to keep everything else the same. And then I'm going to go to Save. And now I'm going to choose to where I want to save this. And I am going to do this to my lesson plans. And I'm going to do animated GIF. And I'm going to call this test.gif. Make sure all these settings are correct. And click Save. Now I'm going to go to File, New Finder window, and I am going to go to my desktop, and I'm going to find that folder. And if you see right here is the test.gif that I saved. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go Open with Google Chrome. And if you see, now we have our animated GIF working, and we can test them on the internet. I hope you enjoyed learning how to create your first GIF.